Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. on the Central Time Zone as we get to ride home with each other in the afternoon. You can find us syndicated on television, Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can find us on all the social media sites. Continue sending email. That makes my day. Absolutely. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. Got friend Ann Eubank with me right now. Love having her on the show. Has her regular month. And when I can catch her, she's so busy going to different places. But most of it is about taking this country back.
Yes.
Is what you do. And I appreciate that. Alabama Legislative Watchdogs, been that for a long time. And yeah. Tea Party and the whole works. And so what's going on now in the world?
Well, you know, I kind of I checked out for about a week and went on a cruise, and then, you know, before that I went to the beach. But Alabama legislature died finally before they could do any more damage to us. But, you know, we still have Washington taking out whatever they want to. Yeah. I got to tell you that Trump has got his hands full up there. So, you know, he wants this big, beautiful bill passed through. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's kind of like 12 individual bills put into one so they can get it done, because there's so many people up there that want to stop the agenda. Mm-hmm. So a couple of days ago or last week, they went into committee, the Reconciliation Committee, and it didn't pass because 5 Republicans, conservative Republicans, didn't think that it had enough cuts in it. So they stopped it, but they did over the weekend. Johnson wouldn't let them go home. They did a bunch of negotiations, and those 5 voted present, which means it's not counted in the vote count. And the bill passed out of Reconciliation Committee 17-16 because it was 21-16 before losing. So they are upset about some of the things. SALT, which is the state and local tax deduction on your federal income tax, and the big tax states like New York and New Jersey didn't like that part. And our conservatives said, well, if you leave it like it is, then the rest of the country gets to pay for your high taxes. So they wanted, it has a cap of $10,000 on it right now, but they wanted that lowered. And so that was one thing. Then the FMAP, which is the amount of money that the government pays the doctors for Medicaid patients, is usually at 55-65%. And they were going to leave it there, but they wanted work requirements added to the people who are getting Medicaid that are capable of working. Mm-hmm. And there's probably about 10, 15, 20% of Medicaid recipients that are capable of working. Mm-hmm. So the conservatives wanted the work requirement in there. And then, of course, the PBS and NPR, and, you know, they're screaming and hollering that's, you know, we quit funding those 2 liberal things that
I was going to say, what is on PBS other than liberal stuff?
Exactly. Well, their argument is that if you take us off, the farmers won't have any way to get a weather update, and then you're challenging the First Amendment, which is, both arguments are absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, wait a minute. You know what most farmers do that I know of, including my own self? I open up the door and I look and I see whether there are clouds out there.
Right.
I mean, that's not a forecast there.
And who listens to PBS for weather reports to begin with? I'm not even sure that's not.
I've never heard of that. I didn't know they gave weather reports.
No. So
Oh, are they airing a weather report in the South?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
I don't know. So, so they went back and they're still working on that today. Hopefully it'll get out by Thursday. They need to get it done this week because of those the first tax bill that Trump passed way back when, it expires soon. And if it expires without getting this done, we are all in a world of hurt because taxes are going to increase everything. I mean, it goes back to really high taxes on corporations and individuals. And the SALT deduction goes away. Here in Alabama, that's not a big deal because we only pay 4%, 10%. But if you're in New York, it's like 25 or 30%. So yeah, it's really bad. So anyway, so they're working on that. And then the rescissions bill, where Trump would have the ability to pull back the money that's been handed out. So like the USAID $55 billion that went to Stacey Abrams, they want to pull that back. And without that bill passing, they're not sure that they have the constitutional authority to pull it back. They can stop anything else, but they want to be able to rescind it and pull it back. And they're working on that. The FDA today said that they were going to only recommend the COVID shot for elderly people with sickness or illness contributing factors, which they need to take that thing completely off the market.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I guess I'm considered elderly now. Okay,
we are definitely elderly. Yeah,
I am. I wear it as a badge of honor. I'm good.
Yep.
Okay, because I have learned a couple of things in a lifetime. So anyway, I'm good. Okay, so I'm elderly. I've got asthma. Okay, so I would have to take it.
Well, they're only going to recommend it. They're not going to force.
Are they going to? I recommend, Donna, that you do this, or is it going to be a strong recommendation? We're going to take you off of your business and.
Well, it's according to how much money's out there and who your doctor is, or, the state of Alabama pulled back the $18 million that Alabama Department of Public Health and, Scott Harris was spending on advertising for people to take the shot. Now they start pulling that money back, then, it will be a recommendation from your doctor like it used to be. And I tell mine, I'm not taking any of that stuff. It's nothing but poison. So, it must start. You remember my brother brow bashing me because I wouldn't take the now, but you remember that? Yeah.
Okay. He took every shot known to mankind if it had anything to do with COVID. And I was being a bad person. Mother was going to wind up dying because of me. I'm the only one that looks out after her anyway. But anyway, so I didn't take it. So my new sister-in-law told me that he's regretting taking the COVID shot.
Well, yeah.
Shots.
Absolutely. Yeah. The more you take, the worse the problems you're going to have. Ask all those people with myocarditis and pericarditis, and their lives are ruined because their hearts will never be the same.
Well, they're coming up with diseases. People are having like diseases they never had before.
Yeah. Ask all those people that immediately got cancer. I bet Biden did it because, he now has cancer, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But he's had that cancer for a long time because it's already metastasized. There's no way that you can just now find it, considering how many times he gets examined by the White House doctor.
All right, the leaders of the free world, though, I mean, don't they probably have a better doctor than I would? I mean, I think I got a good doctor. I like him. But what I'm saying is, wouldn't they have like a much more top of the line than I would have?
Oh, absolutely. Who is it? Walter Reed Hospital has the best of the best. And that's where his doctor comes from. So they knew he had cancer, had to have known. Probably didn't do anything because they did not want it out in the public, which has probably damaged his, I don't know that I certainly pray that he makes it through. But the fact that they kept it secret and didn't do anything about it probably made it worse.
But why would you keep it secret? I mean, what's going through the heads of a
well, why would you keep the fact that he didn't know where he was half the time secret? Because they had Kamala Harris as vice president. That would be a doggone good reason. But it's not necessary for Kamala Harris to have been named president. They could have gone to the Speaker of the House. That's the third person in line. You do not have to name the vice president. The Congress could have voted for the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, but I certainly wouldn't want Kamala Harris as president. That would have been worse than, well, of course, we don't know who was running the White House. Was it Jill Biden? Was it Susan Rice? Was it Valerie Jarrett? Because they were all up there. So we have, was it Barack Obama through his people? They would call him and ask him what to do. So we don't know who was running the White House.
I just got to ask you a question. Okay. I never really saw Barack Obama as having that high intelligence enough to do it. To me, he was a puppet. I mean, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he was the Antichrist" and all this. I don't think he has enough brains to be the Antichrist. I think that. I mean, there were just too many things. You ever watch that movie Trading Places? Had Dan Aykroyd in it?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, that was that movie. It was like he didn't even think he was going to be president. I mean, they just threw him out there. They wanted a mannequin, a puppet that they could tell what to do. And I get to be president. I get all the perks. I get to have singers come to the White House and sing to me and stuff like that. To me, I mean, I never thought of him as being that intelligent.
He wasn't, but you have to remember who was in the White House with him. Valerie Jarrett, Susan Rice, all of the communist intelligence was in the White House with Obama. You go back and you read some of the stuff that they did and what happened. Hillary Clinton up there as Secretary of State. Oh my gosh. That it's a wonder go watch Benghazi.
That woman.
Yeah. And to see what they did. They knew what they were doing. They wanted all those people to die so there would be no witnesses. That was the whole point of the thing. So Doge has been on a tear again. He found out 2.1 million Social Security numbers were handed out to illegals in 2024, and a lot of them voted.
But you know what? They probably voted for Trump. Because let me tell you this. Okay, if you had gotten me from a boat and brought me in from Korea or whatever, and I'm here, I've been living in a communist country, okay? Right. I mean, I've been living there for my entire life, but I'm listening to stuff Trump's saying.
Wouldn't that be
I'd probably take the cards and all that kind of stuff. I'd probably take it, but when it came for me to vote, I'd vote Trump because I'd be thinking, man, I don't want to be back. I mean, I've been living in communist country my entire life. I don't want to still be in one. That's why I'm coming here.
That's really funny that if you could track that, which our votes are supposed to be secret,
could have backfired on them. I'm just telling.
That would have been hysterical. That would be the 8%.
And the reason I'm saying that is my daughter-in-law's from Russia. She was right here when she was 9 years old, and she actually thought of that. She said, if they'd put me on the boat and brought me back, I'd have taken it. Everything, all the perks, but I would have voted Trump because I would have been thinking he's not saying the same stuff because everything they were saying, the Democrats, it's just obvious it's not a good thing. I just left that country.
Exactly. Well, unless you're Trende Diarbois, whatever. So the court finally ruled that Trump has the right to take away the RDP, that refugee whatever program, protections from the Haitians and the Venezuelans that were brought in by plane by Biden administration and given protections. The Haitians that are here in Alabama no longer have protection. They got to go home. And the first plane today, 64 illegal immigrants self-deported. 64 of them. So that's
why do 64 though?
I don't know. Maybe that's all the plane would hold. I don't know. But if the first plane took off with 64 self-deporting illegal immigrants, only six. But hey, we have 350,000
I was going to say.
RDPs here that are going to be rounded up and sent home soon. So they're working on it. But the Democrats and the justice system is fighting as hard as they can to stop it. They want those people here to cause chaos because they are working with the chaos theory. And
well,
that's what's going on in Janine I can't ever say her name. Janine Pirro, the judge, was sworn in as a DC judge, and I can't wait to see that. I can't wait.
I love her. I mean, I'm just telling you. There was talk about that. There was chatter about that before President Trump came in.
Yeah,
that he had been talking to her. And I was just, oh man, it's just that won't happen probably, but I wish it could. And man, it's reality.
Yep. So I'm interested to see. They said she was going to be taking the cases of the corrupt deep state, and
there could be nobody better. Not even Trump.
Listen,
not even Trump.
I'm going to give this book. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I am reading this book. It's called Government Gangsters by Kash Patel. And let me tell you, if you haven't read it, it's not that we don't know it, but having it written down by somebody who was there, talking about Comey, Clapper, the CIA, the DEA, the FBI, and all the people that slow walked or just totally ignored Trump's orders in the first 4 years is we all knew it, but to hear it firsthand from somebody that was there, it's mind-boggling of what they were able to do and to stop just by not doing it, just by ignoring, or just, he said one time, I asked the CIA director why one of the terrorists they were tracking and wanted to bring in or take out, why it hadn't been done. And she got mad and called his boss and demanded he be fired because he was questioning her.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, he sent her over to talk to Trump and tell Trump why she hadn't done it. So after that, it got done. But that's how they do it. They just slow walk it, or they don't do it. Or
what they do, and it must be, they must have a seminar. And anybody's running for office for anything, they put them through the seminar, and they say, when somebody asks you a question, just start laughing. Right. Because I've always done this.
Exactly.
Somebody will ask them a question, why is the sky blue? Well, they don't want to answer it. They're just going to go. They do that all the time, and it's old. We're all tired of it. And it was funny the first time.
Right. So, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Gavin is having fun trying to move to the middle because he wants to.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing. This is really funny. This is like comic book funny. How does he possibly think he's going to move to the middle after all the stuff he's done?
I have no idea how he thinks he's going to do it, but buddy, he's tried. He's out on the stump telling people to get rid of these illegals, clean up these homeless, trying to stop the billions that have been paid out to the homeless, trying to stop the ICLEI from going in there. And ICLEI is a UN group that is trying to stop the rebuilding of Pasadena and all the houses that burnt. And with their regulations and their sustainability and the whole innovate and workforce crap that they're doing, and he's trying to stop it. He actually got onto the Los Angeles mayor because she's slow walking permits. he's really, I find it absolutely hysterical.
Okay, it would have been halfway believable had he done this 2 years ago.
Right.
Not just when he thinks he wants to be prez. I'm talking about, then I would have actually perked up and went, wait a minute, no, y'all be quiet. I'm going to hear this.
Yeah.
Is Newsom going in the middle somewhere?
Yeah.
But now I'm just laughing at it because, no, too late.
Oh, everybody in the nation knows how bad he is. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So Vivek Ramaswamy's two Republican people who were running against him for governor of Ohio, Ohio, dropped out because they did not want a Republican infighting, and that they needed to put all of their efforts behind electing him because he has the ability to do something. I was really glad to see that because I hated that Trump couldn't find a place for him that he was comfortable. He was not comfortable working with Elon and Doge. So he went home to run for governor. And I think that's a great idea because if Trump gets done what he wants to do, the power will come back to the states. So we need the conservative governors in these swing states to be able to do what needs to be done. So I was really excited about that.
Okay, well, speaking of which, let's talk Alabama just for a few minutes.
Oh.
Okay. Of all the people that are throwing their name in the hat or even thinking about throwing their name in the hat for governor of the grand state of Alabama, who would be the most Trump-like?
Tuberville.
I still got this hang up, though. The judge who could not understand the difference between a man or a woman, he had to sit and talk with her about it in order for her to be a judge. Why did he have to talk to her? I mean, I would just went slam dunk. You're out of here. I'm sorry. I think you're probably a nice person, but you don't understand the difference between a man or a woman, so I don't think you should be a judge, sweetheart.
You know, you Congress, you have to play a game. You know that.
Well, that's why I couldn't be.
Alabama, you have to play the game. In politics, you got to play the game.
That's why I'm not in it.
That's why I'm not in it. I'm just so over it. You know, I told Will Ainsworth, I like Will Ainsworth on most things. He and I agree. He's a pretty big business guy, which considering who he is, you know, I guess that has to be. But I told him when Tuberville started talking about running for governor, he just might as well step out because I don't think anybody can beat Tuberville after the national stage that he has had, not only in football, but he's on TV constantly. He's kind of like Kennedy from Louisiana. He just comes out with these.
Now that guy, I love him. That guy, no holds barred.
No, but Tuberville on TV is the exact same way. So 80% of the people in Alabama have no clue what Will Ainsworth stands for. They do know what Tuberville is. So those people who don't follow politics, like, you know, people like me or just normal everyday people, would vote for Tuberville over Will Ainsworth.
Yeah, I don't know, though. You know how Alabama fans are.
I'm the big Alabama fan.
I know you are. That's why I'm surprised you said Tuberville.
Yeah, and I would vote for Tuberville simply because we don't need the same old establishment. And Will Ainsworth is.
Well, you got an establishment in Alabama. You got it.
Yeah. And I think Tuberville would do a shake-up job. And that's what we have to have in order to get rid of this cabal we have in the Alabama legislature of Livingston, what's his name, the Speaker of the House.
Daniel Ledbetter.
Yes, Ledbetter, Livingston. Gudger has become the worst of the worst. The arrogance is astounding.
You know what? you should not be arrogant if you've run for office and you are Speaker of the House, you're a senator, you're whatever you are. You should not be arrogant. People pick up on that really quick.
Oh, he's the worst of the arrogance I've seen since Del Marsh. So we have got to have a shakeup, and the only way that we can shake it up is to quit sending the same people back. And if we vote for Will Ainsworth, we will be sending the same people.
I don't vote for them. Like if I see them, like when they've just been voted in, and you see them somewhere they won't speak to you, but then they start speaking to you when it's time for the election.
Oh, exactly. Oh,
those are the ones I don't vote for. I'm like, no, I remember you not speaking to me back when you first got in.
Well, it's all about the money, and I have to get out.
Don't kiss my baby thinking that you're going to get, ain't going to work this time.
And the thing is, I'm a Christian conservative. We need to redefine that. We need to find some other words that they're going to have to tell us of what they are. But, it's going to be a long election season, and I'm not going to be in the middle of it. I'm going to be standing on the outside watching it. There's nothing out there that has excited me yet. Corey Harbison's not running. We put Corey in office, and I think he's just had enough. He's not running. A bunch of them are not running because they've had enough. There's no way to describe how bad it is for conservatives in the Alabama election.
Is Tommy Haynes going to be running for anything?
He told me he has, but I haven't heard from him lately. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think it has a lot to do with the people who defeated him last time will now have to support him. And so because, what they got is, not good. But I need to look up and see if Andrew Jones's local bill to stop the four-wheeler park passed. I know that it was on the last day and they didn't get to a lot of local bills, but I need to make doggone sure that one didn't pass, because that was a government takeover of private property, and we can't have that. I don't think it did, but if you know whether it did or not, I don't know yet. I have to look it up, and I haven't, because I've decided just kind of like, okay, I'm not getting in the middle of this one. I'm just not.
I don't blame you. I got aggravated at several groups in the state of Alabama when you were running for office.
Oh, yeah.
You should have been a shoo-in.
Yep. Well, when the Alabama legislature puts out $250,000 to make sure I didn't, it's kind of hard to beat that. That's
when I just lost it. I was just like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
There was nobody better for that position than you. No one. Knitting lady. How's the knitting lady? I'm sorry. I'm going to get kicked off the show. Okay. How's she doing?
Who? Me?
No, the knitting lady who got the job.
Oh, she's not doing anything. She just does what they tell her to do. She votes. With the School Board Governance Act, you cannot speak out against a decision, and you all have to agree in public, whether you do in private or not. And the reason I ran mostly was simply because somebody needed to go up against that rule. And I just love Mo Brooks. He told me to go ahead and fall on the sword. If I got elected, fall on the sword, and he'd be there for me, because it's unconstitutional, but it has stood since 2014. But this lady that was elected knows nothing. She does what I think she's real close to Tracy West, who is the liberal from Auburn.
You know what I'm doing? I'm knitting.
Yeah. That's what she does. That's probably what she sits in these meetings and she knits. I swear to you, that's her husband's.
Yeah, I know. Murray Edwards told me. Murray told me, and I'm
Okay.
like, are you for real?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So she, I mean, she's voted for everything that I would have voted against. So, I mean, that just tells you. I'm real disappointed in Long up there. He hasn't said a word either. I haven't heard him go against anything. And I know that it's because of the stupid Governance Act. And somebody on the board, because you have to have standing to take it to court, but on the school board has to take that law to court where you cannot speak out in public. You have to have, I can't even remember the name they use, the terminology they use. You're in agreement. And you can't, even if you weren't in agreement, once it passes, you're in agreement. So, and that's
I don't play ball that way. I don't play that way.
I don't either. You know, I don't.
Oh my God. I mean, okay. So, okay. My big question is this. Okay. One reason, the quickest reason we decided to move back to the Carolinas again is I got tired of the illegals that were in Albertville heading to Geraldine.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody seemed to know what was going on. I mean, none of the mayors knew. And all the city council people could say was, now, Donna, everybody should love. Jesus loves everybody. I love everybody too. I mean, I really do. But, I mean.
Here's my question, Donna. What part of illegal do you not understand?
Okay, when you're hired in as a mayor, you're hired in for city council. Aren't you supposed to be the voice piece for the citizens of the people in your particular area?
Well, yeah, unless somebody gives you a lot of money, which the government gave out mega millions to the local governments, and they took it. And to heck with the citizens of the United States of America. That's just the way it is. Follow the money.
Those areas are turning into cesspools. I mean, they really look bad.
Are they still there? They should be leaving.
No, they're still there.
Well, they should be leaving.
I hate going there. I mean, I'm just telling you, you can't go to the bank. You can't go anywhere. You're overrun, and you're the one who's treated like and you try to be polite. You try to be nice, and they'll just like run up, like you try to go through the door at the bank. They're going to run over you getting in before you can. So
that's what happens in third world countries. It's, what is it? The law of the fittest. If you're not the top dog on the fittest, you get eaten up.
Well, I'm going to tell you, those Haitian women are something else.
Oh.
Ooh, don't go against them. And they'll walk down the streets of Albertville like they own it.
Yeah, and deliberately provoke you. They deliberately.
Yeah, I'm a bargain hunter. I love to go to yard sales and stuff like that. So there was a church yard sale, and I was there. And I was looking at some glassware, and I actually had one in my hand. I was holding it like this. Well, this woman comes up, Haitian woman comes in, and she's just grabbing everything. She pulled it out of my hand.
Okay. Well, that's how third world, because that's what they want to do. They want us to understand the third world country underdogma and become like them. It's the chaos theory.
I don't want to be that way.
No.
I want to be respectful. I want to love everybody. I want all this kind of stuff. But my point is you got to act decent when you go somewhere. Here's what I want to do when I can get a minute. I would like to do some research and find out who sold houses to these people. I want to find out who somebody made money off this. And I think it was probably money that was brought in through the government, and they probably you're giving money to rent to these folks, right?
Yes, but basically like Section 8. And if you're my daughter, who is a mortgage processor, her people are in Huntsville, Gunnersville, Birmingham, because she's kind of remote worker. they're getting free housing. A lot of the times they pay for them to own a house or rent a house. BlackRock did it. Vanguard did it. All of the big financial people spending mega bucks buying houses and bringing these people in. And you have to blame the Chamber of Commerce as well. And that includes the local chambers of commerce, because they were getting money and low wage workers to come into these companies who use that type of employee. Of course, I've talked about Innovate, about the employee housing, how the employers got money from the state and the feds to build housing for these employees and daycare centers. And our state was right in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. So now that Trump's people have pulled back and the court agreed to pull back the RDP program, these people should be leaving.
They should be, but I would like to see a Doge of Alabama.
We actually have Doge of Alabama. It's API, but because their donors mm-hmm. are some of the people who are guilty of this, they have to be very careful what they take up.
Okay, you know how you say follow the money. Okay, I would like to have I want to know. I don't live there anymore, but I would just be interested in who's in office who benefited from this, which city council members benefited from this, which mayors benefited from this. I'd just like to know. It's common sense to me that someone did, or it wouldn't have did, because I'm just telling you, Albertville and local areas got infiltrated.
Well, don't forget Coleman and Livingston's quit the legislature to become one of Gudger's people in one of these programs. So
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Yep. So we'll see how long it takes to get these people out of Alabama. But then again, here's what I'm saying. If we send the same people back, it's not going to change. And that would be the reason that I would vote for Tommy Tuberville, because I think he could cause an upset in the status quo. And, the establishment that totally controls. Of course, with Ivy gone, Riley's going to lose a lot of his control over the governor's office. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Tuberville, I may be wrong, because stranger things happen. I don't think Tuberville will go along with what Bob Riley tells him to do, or put Bob Riley's people in there, because Kay Ivy's not doing this stuff. It's the people behind her. So that would change. I'm not a fan of Dean Odle at all, as y'all know, when he ran for governor, and I worked on Tim James' campaign. It was not a friendly experience to be in the same place with his people. But I think I'm going to have to vote for Dean Odle. And I said I never would. Never, 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 ever. But we got to have a shakeup. And
let's go into a commercial break. Do you believe we're 45 minutes in?
Oh, no. Okay. I just keep talking. Okay.
No, I'm in it more than you. Okay, let's go into a break. We'll be right back. Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Good afternoon. We're back. I promise, sponsors, we're running your ads. Okay, we run on the hit. Oh, and I wanted to mention this, Ann. Yeah. MyPillow.com. Go to MyPillow.com. You need to type in the word Donna. Do you know
my gosh.
The Percale sheets are only $20 for a complete set.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love those sheets. I have a set. I have a set of the gray ones.
I got them too. I went on ahead and got 4 more sets my own self. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you what, they're the best sheets ever. I mean, and you can wash them a million times, and they're almost like they're just still the same. I mean, I don't know why
they don't peel up, and they don't,
They're just great sheets. And also check out my friend Bobby Ledbetter with Twin City Used Car Sales. I was just down there the other day and had a great time. So my friend Philip Gillen, who's with the Cowboy Church, he got another vehicle with them. He bought his wife a vehicle shortly. Well, his son, hard to believe this boy's ready to drive. But anyway, his son got his driver's license. He wanted a truck. Takes him down there, and I was talking with Philip Gillen about this, and he said, there was just this tiny little something that needed to be tweaked in the truck. He said, Bobby acted as if it like the motor went out or something. He said, he told him, he said, Bobby, it's a tweak. I mean, it's just some little that I could even do, but I just afraid I'd mess up the warranty or something if I touched it.
Right.
And so Bobby's, no, get it down here, Philip, get it down here. So anyway, if you want somebody who's going to take good care of you, it'll be Bobby Ledbetter with Twin City Used Car Sales in Gadsden, Alabama. It's worth your trip.
Yeah.
Bobby's even got people up in this neck of the woods going down there.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? It's worth the drive, though.
I hated I didn't get to come yesterday, but, that I really like to see you when you're in town, but I just couldn't make it yesterday.
I figured you were snobbing me or something.
No. No, if I could have gotten out of it, I would have.
I almost cried. No, I was too busy. I couldn't cry to go on to something else.
Yeah.
So Phil and I were driving down the road, and I got your text. And I said, dadgum, Ann can't make it tomorrow. And Phil said, well, and I said, well, let's see. I just went on to something else.
That's right. You do something else. I'm so sorry.
That's what winners do. Winners going for something else.
Right.
I learned from Trump. But nobody could. I mean, think about this. Okay. I've had a lot of backlash with my family. They're crazy. But what I'm talking about is like the stuff this guy had to endure. I'm just telling you, the average person couldn't have done it. I mean, going through courts and going through this and going through that. They would have went nuts. They would have went crazy. I've learned what resilience is.
Oh, absolutely. And he loved every minute of it. I mean, he loves a challenge. That's his thing. He refuses.
Best thing he could have done was most people, most politicians would have went, well, I'm just going to cave in because I don't want my,
exactly.
I don't want to, where I've been in jail and all that. Trump goes, bring it on. And
that's right.
The way he's looking in that mugshot, I mean, it's like, bring it on. And I mean, nobody could have done it but him.
No. Absolutely.
That's why I think what he's doing right now is going to be a success. I really do.
Well, the Democrats, and it's not really the Democrats, it's more of the globalist. And the Democrats.
Fancy Republicans.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're globalists too. We have Democrats and Republican establishment, Republican globalists.
Mm-hmm.
And the deep state, he's still having trouble getting all them out. And they're fighting tooth and nail because they know if he is successful, they'll never be back until it's time. And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, and they'll have to start a new cycle with a new generation.
Exactly.
And so, because I think this newest generation, I think they lost them. I'm seeing some smart young folks here.
I believe that too. So, I connect the dots with Common Core and Innovate and Workforce and Dumbing Down America. All these colleges being nothing but communist propaganda places. And, the pendulum always swings. And I think God gave us Trump to give us a reprieve to see what we would do with it. But the globalists, knowing that Trump's in D.C., are now moving to the states. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on with Innovate and Workforce. And that's an Obama bill, both of them. Mm-hmm. So we know how bad Obama was. He was a Marxist. And he's the one that put all this stuff in. And yet our conservative Alabama is doing these things that we can't let stand. So that's why I keep saying y'all gotta quit voting to send these people back.
Okay, and I want to revamp on this too. Okay, because you keep voting the same dumb people in, you're going to get the same results. That's just the way it is. That's just plain simple. Okay, so all these people moving in, you've got your governor did not know what was going on with the Haitians coming in, all these illegals. She didn't know. I'm having a hard time understanding that. The head of a company is going to know when something is not right in their company. They're going to know something wrong.
Well, don't you think the federal government would have told the state, hey, you're going to have to open the roads for these people. We got companies Chambers of Commerce knew. The people who were getting them knew. So don't tell me the state government didn't know. They knew.
Okay, so your governor didn't know. Your lieutenant governor apparently didn't know. He's got a bunch of land, by the way, in Boaz. But anyway, in Gunnersville. But anyway, they didn't know. Livingston didn't know. Nathaniel Ledbetter didn't know. None of these people knew, right?
Right. That's what they say. If they didn't know, why did they do Workforce and Innovate? If they didn't know, why are they spending billions of dollars on? And why in the world did they pass employer tax credits, housing tax credits, and child care tax credits if they didn't know? They knew, and they prepared for it. So don't tell me they didn't know. They just flat out lied about it.
That's just a common sense thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just old horse sense, you know. I mean, I don't have a doctorate degree, but even I figured that one out. And then when you go to the city council meetings, and Donna, Jesus loves everybody. When you hear that, Jesus has been blamed for so much. I'm just telling you.
Terrible. We had several responses for those. Jesus loves everybody, and we should feel compassion because no, I'm not paying for somebody to come into this country. Of course, a lot of them came in legally because the government brought them in. But those who are here illegally need to go home. What part of illegal do you not understand? And what part of they're taking our tax dollars when we have Americans in the same position that those people were in, homeless, people who don't have jobs, who don't have money, who don't have houses or cars or decent living conditions, and you're bringing in illegal people from other countries to take over what Americans don't have, and we're paying for it.
How many elderly people are moving in with family members because they can't live off of $600 a month?
Exactly. They always talking about, well, Social Security is going to go broke. Do you ever hear welfare or Medicaid is going to go broke? No, you don't. And there is no such thing as a Social Security fund. Clinton emptied it. It's not there anymore, people. So don't tell me that the Congress can't fund Social Security, because if you think they're pulling it out of a bunch of money, you're wrong. They use Social Security deductions for other things, and then talk about, well, it's going to go broke. What's going to go broke? It's not there.
that blows my mind. Okay, I've got to ask you about Joe Biden.
Okay.
I'm sort of an authority, and I'm going to tell you why I'm sort of an authority. Cancer just runs rampant in my family. I mean, my granddad died of it. My grandmother died of it. I mean, it's just, my dad died of it. So there are just things that you know. And I know that cancer can start as progressive and it's just like Zoom. But how does it get in your bones so quick?
It doesn't.
You really known about it.
It doesn't. They knew he had cancer and they hid it. They had to hide it. So
why would you hide it?
Kamala Harris being vice president, they were afraid she would be president. Jill Biden not wanting to give up the power because obviously she was in power because she ran the meetings with the cabinet.
What kind of an idiot wife? Okay, so your husband has been diagnosed with, we all knew he had dementia. That was pretty obvious. Okay, yes. That was bad enough. But your husband's got cancer?
Right.
And you don't have enough compassion? You're supposed to be a loving Democrat. Does that not
all about money and power? That's all. And I think that's the reason they hid his dementias, because they didn't want to give up the money and power. the Bidens became, I mean, how many millions of dollars did they get from foreign countries? Trying to keep, what's his name, Bo out of, what, no, that's his other son. Yeah.
Oh, little Hunter.
Hunter Biden out of jail. They had
by the way, the great artiste is no longer a great artiste. People aren't buying his stuff anymore.
Of course not. I mean, absolutely, I can do that.
You would anyway.
I mean, so it's all about money and power. That's all it is. And I hope that the people will get behind Trump on some of these bills and call their representatives and their senators and tell them, get your head out of the sand and get this done. Now, I don't like doing 12 bills in one big bill, but if you can't get it passed any other way, just go ahead and do it. I know it's the Agriculture Department, the HHS because of the Medicaid department, and one other department. I can't remember. There were 3 departments that were having committee problems with getting everything in that bill that he wanted. And so I think they're just going to have to do it. But
I'm going to get you started on something else. I've only got 3 minutes to do it.
Okay.
Lindsey Graham. So I'm going to be recording Mark Lynch, who's running against him here in the state of South Carolina. People here in South Carolina do not like Lindsey Graham.
How does he keep winning?
How do most of them keep winning? Deep state is my answer to it. I don't know. But he apparently President Trump has endorsed him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe he can change his mind. Can that happen? Can Trump endorse somebody and then now I found out you're a moron, I'm going to go for the other guy instead?
Yeah. Mo Brooks is no moron, but Trump went for the moron. So after endorsing Mo, he changed it and went for Katie Britt, which, by the way, she's going to be the first female president. Pay close attention.
She is. How's she going to be the first? She seems kind of like, I'm soccer mom. That's what I think.
Close attention. She has the underground backing that either that or vice president. You wait and see. Just
maybe because I got a brain cell. I've got one. I got one brain cell.
My prediction. So if Tuberville leaves, who's going to run for Senate? Because Steve Marshall's not running for Senate.
I don't know who's going to run for Senate.
And Gary Palmer's not running for Senate.
John Merrill.
When was the last time he was on your program?
2 months ago.
Did you ask him?
Nah, I don't even ask anymore.
Okay. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if Ainsworth, because Ainsworth's not going to take his kid.
Yeah, well, he think that's kind of beneath him. I mean, he's been the lieutenant governor.
Yeah, I mean, think seriously about his kids are, all the sports. He's building houses. His wife's into everything. Why would he leave all that and go to D.C.? I don't think Will Ainsworth would do that.
Power.
No, I don't think he'd do it.
Well, I mean, I think he's making a lot of money off of those illegals.
I just don't think that he would uproot his family because he is, close to his family. So we'll see. I don't know who's going to run for Senate. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe Dale Strong. Isn't he up there with y'all?
Well, he's not anymore. I'm not.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not there anymore.
We're going to have to call it a day, but hang around. I got to tell you off the air. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching, and thank you for being on the show. I'm glad we connected. I really am. I'm really glad we did, and thank you guys so much for watching. Keep sending those emails. Okay, you're not bothering me. I swear. Okay. Keep sending emails. Donna@donnasedge.com. Donna@donnasedge.com. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.